Mississippi surviving this thing. It's late night, 2 o'clock in the morning. One too long ago, got home. Well, I was reading some of my comments. Okay. Some of the things that people say sometimes, it just makes me wonder. I promise it. And I try to be sensitive to what people say, and they have their own opinion about different things, and I understand that. And I just try to be sensitive to that. As long as I ain't saying nothing crazy, because I'm just gonna delete you. I'm just saying. But I just question some things that some people say. It just, I feel like you heard what I said. You just grabbed a piece of it and took off running without really trying to sit down and kind of take in what was being said. You just grabbed a piece of it and took off running and made some accusations that don't line up. To me, that don't line up. I'm just saying, it don't line up. It don't make no. But I guess that's your opinion, or that's how you feel about it. What you want to do? If you can do what you're saying, all power to you. It's not gonna change what I said I'm gonna do in the least. I'm gonna get solar power, and I'm gonna continue to do just that. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna make things a whole lot easier. I mean, to say that we're gonna just go back to olden times and I'm gonna live by the sun and the moon. Oh yeah. I think you took that a little bit too far. Because, first of all, you got to look at what you're saying. You got to look at what you're saying. You say you're going to go back to the olden days about the sun and the moon. You're talking about stuff that our grandparents did these long times ago. And you got to think about it. We have been living the way we live right now with the electric and air conditioning and all this stuff for all this time. We are complaining. I just want to get you to understand what you're actually saying. We've been living this way for a long time, and we complain about the heat still, and we got air conditioning tells us what the temperature is in the house with air conditioning right now. We are not built like our parents are built. We're not built the way our ancestors were built. They were built for that time. If we come up back in the time where they came up, we'd probably be dead. Because we are not built for that time. God built us for this time. And you seem like a very spiritual person, so let's talk about it. We're just not built the same. And to just say we're going to go straight from sun to moon, you got to know how to read all that. And I mean, it's pretty simple, even if you don't want to use the clock. 6 o'clock, sun. All the way to 8, sun. Hot in the morning, hot at night. And you telling me you're going to just go back to that? I believe you may have talked a little too quick, and I just took the time like because I felt like it was just too much thrown in there, and I'm like, no. It's easy to say what you're gonna do. That's just like me saying, "Hey, I ain't eating no more meat." The right situation is produced in time and what happened at that particular time. You may just eat some meat. So, and coming, I mean, I'm trying to do this right because I'm trying to be respectful about the whole thing at the same time, but it kind of moved me. The comment, I'm like, okay. So I'm trying to be respectful at the same time. But again, you cannot compare yourself to parents that was before us. And you just can't do it. We're not the same material. We're not built the same. And if I guarantee you, with the weather, the climate is changing and doing what it's doing right now, you are not going to live by the sun and the moon. I guarantee you, you're not. It's not going to happen. Another thing, you the mention of the kerosene and the heat. Okay, kerosene and a couple of things that you threw out there. If you're gonna do your kerosene and your heat, first of all, have you ever lived with using just kerosene and not using natural gas? Have you ever done? You know how very drastic your life is going to change to go to living by the sun and the moon? Did you take the time to think about that before you said that? Because if you did, I think it was kind of like you want to put so much on it. You put a lot of strength on it when you said it. I'm like, first of all, kerosene stinks. That's the first thing. It stinks. You have your whole house smelling like, and I'm pretty sure right now I can guarantee you your house smells wonderful. You're not gonna want your house to smell like kerosene and kerosene smoke and then your clothes every day. I'm sure you're not gonna want that. And kerosene is dangerous as heck. And you're gonna keep doing that every day when it's cold, every single day. And then the fumes, and it's not only dangerous, the fumes alone, the fumes are kids. Kerosene is super dangerous. Now, why would you? There's so many other ways to do it. Even if you did wood, that would be safer than using kerosene. And you still, again, if it's not done properly, you're gonna have a smoky house. Could burn your house down. All I'm trying to get you to see that there's an extreme shift change in what you're saying from doing solar or whatever this is, what we're doing, solar and generators and things of that nature. There's a complete shift from that to just a stream. That's just like I'm smoking a Newport and I ain't gonna smoke no more, and I've been smoking them for 20 years. That's the kind of shift that you're talking about. That's a major shift to say, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. You'll be the first person saying, hey, do you have an extra generator? Because I don't think you're gonna just jump all the way back to that and shift to that quick. You know why I say that? And I'm almost positive you won't. Because first of all, that's why I don't ever say what I ain't gonna do, because you never know what you're gonna do. Secondly, it's a lifestyle. When they lived that, they didn't have another choice. They had to live that. So again, God had made them the right material to handle that situation. Do you think that God would take us the way we are right now, spoil us all outdoors, all get out, and take us and switch us and put us in the place of the children of Egypt when they was coming up. We'd have been dead as a doorknob. Pharaoh would have killed all us out there. We would never made it because we weren't built for that. We wasn't built for that. That wasn't. We ain't made. We weren't made with that type of material. We just wasn't built for that. When people went in slavery time, do you think that they could switch us and put us back there and bring the slaves up here? No, because we weren't built for that. They were. They were a appointed people for an appointed time, and they were built for it. We weren't. So that's what I'm trying to get you to understand and get you to see. I'm not against that. If that's what you want to do. If you think you can do that, more power to you. I'm just not coming over. Because I ain't finna get blowed up with no kerosene. I mean, I'm pretty sure some safe ways to use it. I've used it several times, different types of ways. I do not like the smell of kerosene. It stinks the whole entire house up. It's in your clothes. And then you got to keep your house well ventilated or you ain't waking up tomorrow. I know we done been through 2 ice storms here and where I'm at. I'm talking about some major ice storms, snapping telephone poles into ice, snapping telephone poles into pieces like sticks. So I done been through something, so I know what I'm talking about. I'm sleeping in insulated jackets. Come on, my Carver Circle people. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Bathtub full of water and ice with the meat and the food in the bathtub, keeping the food cold in the bathtub. Come on, they know I was out there. Y'all was with me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I ain't lying. We walking down the street. Trees snapping in two. Whole huge trees. All you hear is trees snapping and falling out, falling to the ground. You started walking up the street with all the trees just snapping. Pop, 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 pop. Ice. We did all that. It wasn't no power for weeks and weeks. Alabama had to come out. A whole other state had to come over and try to help us. It still was weeks before we had more power. We did the kerosene. I know about all that. So I ain't talking to you with no experience. Or, you young, you don't know. Oh, you have to. I know about it well. Chimneys and fat souls and all. We still got a fat soul right now to this day. Wood burning fat soul. With the thing, with the comb your hair and all that there, all that. The hot iron, hot comb, all that. So I know what I'm talking about. And it's not as easy as what you're trying to throw out there. It's not. Anything sounds good on paper, but don't mean it's good when you get it. When you actually have to go through it, you're gonna change your mind. All the pretty hairdos and all like that, that's gone. Cause you ain't about to do your hair and then sit up in the house and sweat like a Hebrew. It's not gonna happen. It's 108, index is 130 degrees, and you tell me you're gonna live by the sun and the moon? Are you serious? I doubt it. It's just my personal opinion. I doubt it. And let's talk about, I mean, and I need some people want to chime in on it. Cool, that's fine. But the whole thing with the waste of solar. The solar, oh, it's a way to get your money. Let's talk about that. I don't think so. Because if that's the case, everything is a gimmick to get your money. Everything. The United States is built off selling and making money. Everything. Electric company, gas company, everything. You can't just pick solar out the bag and say, okay, oh, solar's a gimmick to get your money. So I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna go back to the olden times. So can I ask you a question? What do you think Christmas is? That same thing. Easter. And then it took all these days and just straight made all these days about money. But don't let it cloud your judgment just because things is about money. Don't let it, the stuff that you really need to be getting, oh, it's about money. You won't let that cloud your judgment. Just go and get what you need to get. The important thing that you spend money on that you're going to need, get that. The other stuff, don't worry about it. Just because, I don't know if it's the same person or not, but I think just because you brought a cheap flashlight and it burned up or whatever the case may be, you threw it away. Maybe you just didn't buy a good light. Get a different one. I don't know if that was you or somebody else, but get you another one. So what you telling me? Yeah, okay. I bought a Ford truck and it started smoking the next week and it was knocking in the pistons and rods and things, and so never buy a Ford again. No, you need to check out who you bought your truck from, and they just as shady as all to get out. And they just gave you a raggedy truck. Don't mean Ford is bad. It just means you got a raggedy truck. Just like whatever you bought, you just bought something that probably just wasn't good. There's a lot of different other places out here that have very good product that you can use. That's good. Like, for instance, I didn't hear you calling the names. You could have tried EcoFlow, EBL, Pet Crime. It's a ton of people you could have tried. That's actually very good. EcoFlow right now is like top of the line for when it comes to this right here, and Bourgeois V and all this. They like top of the line right now for me. When it comes to power tools, Ego, garden tools, what is it? Yeah, Ego is top of the line. So it's a lot of different things that you could have done. And then I ain't even telling you about top of the line. It's some cheaper stuff that people that missed the boat on that's awesome that you can get. You know what I mean? You just can't. I just got a problem with it. Just feel like you can't just short the whole world down just because we got a bad flashlight and it's smoked. I threw it away and they just want to make money. So if you got something that you want to sell, you trying to make some money. I would hope so. That's just what it is. You got to learn to pick the good from the bad. Take the good and let the bad stay. Don't let that cloud your judgment. Get what you need. Get what you need to sustain you and your family and be good with that, you know. Some people can be, I think, I had to say, I would call it over-religious. You know what I mean? I believe in God, death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. I tell anybody that I believe it. It's real. God has showed me too many times it's real. So I don't need anybody to prime me to show me that God is real, because I know He's real. But the overly religious people, I would have to say they get on my nerves. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that's you, but I'm just saying some people are so overly religious they get on my nerves. And I'm going to tell you why I say that and what is over religious. Overly religious, I'm going to tell you what that is. Now, for me, this is my personal opinion. You can take it with a grain of salt. But I call over religious when I say that. People that say, like, to me, well, I ain't going to worry about nothing. God going to take care of it. Or, for instance, oh, I ain't worried about him. Oh, God gonna pay all my bills, and you still sitting at the house with 3 kids doing nothing, and you selling the food stamps that's supposed to go to help feed the children, to get cigarettes and other foolishness, or to pay bills, when that ain't what it's for. Are you keeping up with what I'm trying to say? That irks my nerves. You're like, well, I ain't gonna, oh, God got it. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't be in the book every day, and I don't read every day. I'm not professing to say that I'm perfect, because I'm not. We all fall short of the glory of God. Yes, we do. So, what I'm saying is, when faith without works is dead. Those are the key things I want people to understand. The over-religious people, faith without works is dead. So God is looking for you to put forth your steps, and then God will handle the rest. But don't you think for 1 second that God is going to jump in there and just magically take care of all your stuff for you, and you ain't did nothing but sit down and lay down and watch One Life to Live, Different Stroke? Well, that stuff don't come on no more, but them the ones I know. So, well, Sisters then, how about that? But I'm just saying, that drives me nuts when people do that, and they always play the God card. I'm like, man, could you please stop lying on Jesus? Just please stop it. Give him a break, please. It's ridiculous. And people do that, and I don't understand it, and it works my nerves, I promise you. Because if you're going to say something about it, and if you're going to pull the God cards, won't you use the rest of the scriptures, since you're so smart? Use the rest of the scriptures that's in there that says everything. Don't tell part of it, tell all of it. I do know a particular group of people that tells you part, but not the rest. But I ain't going to call no names. I'm going to leave that there, or it is. Now, again, I just got work, so I got a little ash going on, which I don't care. I'm a working man, so I don't worry about that. Again, this channel is to help people, give them information, help in a way to go. Now, I hear negativity, and that gets on my nerves too, because I hear the negativity, but I don't hear any type of solution. Now, all the stuff I talked about in the video, that's all you have to say? Is you had a regular flashlight? And you gonna live by the moon? That's it? That's all you... Really? See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm looking for folks that's gonna try to join together and try to make something happen in a unit. Nothing you said was unifying. Nothing in that group, but what you said that had any positivity to help anything. You gave nothing positive to... It was a comment that could have just not even been said. Okay, you made your comment. Okay, what did it help? Nothing. I said something about Cannon. Another guy had a whole comment. Hey, it's easy. Go get the book. You get the such and such book. Told what kind of book to get. Hey, you gonna get that. You can read that. We cured meat. Blah blah blah. So he had positive insight. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna look at that. Even though I got somebody gonna teach me, I'm still gonna get it so I can have it on hand. And then he said curing meat. I'm like, well, hey, I can talk to him about that. Text him and ask him how to cure meat. It's easy, but I don't know it, so I'm gonna ask him. Positive insight. All the stuff I said, none of that was positive insight. I got absolutely nothing from it, but I felt I was just blindsided by that, And like I tell folks, people fight a lot of time to keep everybody on their channel, to keep up numbers and stuff like that. I'm not trying to fight to keep nobody nowhere to keep up no numbers that's not going to be a help to the channel. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? Because I'm looking for people, some like-minded people that's trying to join together and trying to make something happen. If it ain't but a handful of folks, I'll take the handful of folks because I know they like-minded. We're going to get together and we're going to make something happen. And God will allow it to grow from there because I'm putting in the work. And he's going to allow it to grow from there. So that means my work is keep putting out content and I'll keep weeding out foolishness. If you got a yard full of weeds and you got some beautiful grass, eventually when you keep weeding out the weeds, you're going to have a yard full of nothing but beautiful grass. Now, you may have some cuckabugs and stuff hidden over in the corners, but we can handle them. We're going to watch them. And when we see them, we're going to pluck them out. That's how that's going to work. So when I say I care about my people, my audience, I care about my audience. But I'm not going to take no baloney at all. I'm not going to do that. And if it says something that sounds crazy to me, I'm going to either call you on it. I prefer to call you on it and see what's your real insight on what you're saying. And again, use Mississippi5@gmail.com. If you want to talk to me in a private, that's cool. We can talk like somebody with some sense. But when you come with some foolishness, I'm not even going to waste my breath. I'm just going to straight delete you. And I ain't going to think twice about it because there's a lot going on. And if you spiritual, as you say, you know that. So that's a part of our big problem. Everybody wants to be negative and not focus on what the problem is and actually try to give a solution. They just come with this foolishness and drama when that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some insight and some actual solutions and some people that's going to actually join together. Let's do some camps. Let's do some walks. Let's do something together and start spreading out. But if you can't do that, why am I even on here if I'm not serving a purpose? It's too many people on these platforms right now that ain't trying to serve no purpose whatsoever. None. They just on here just to be seen and see how many likes they can get and tickery and tockery. If that's what y'all want to do, good. But that ain't me. That's why I made some stuff on TikTok. Just to be, funny for a minute, but TikTok does not give me enough time to really say or do what I need to do to make a decent sized video to even put out. Everything in 5 seconds. Man, I can't do nothing. 30 seconds. What am I going to say? get your solar and hang up. I'm just saying. This is not a game for me. This is not a show for me. This is real life. This is what I'm living. There's always going to be a hater. There's always going to be some cuckabugs in the grass. But I will weed them out as I go. I'm not above talking to anybody and actually getting their opinion or getting why they said whatever they said. If I don't know what it is, I'm going to question it. I'm going to say something about it, I'm going to question it. And if we're going to talk about it, we can talk about it. But if we go beyond being an adult and talking about it to some foolishness, then I'm just going to click. I'm going to delete you so quick you'll think you was already deleted. I ain't fit the place at all. Because I'm on here to build a community of people that's trying to be like-minded and trying to do something. And it's people that got something to bring something to the table, right? With awesome weather guy, awesome. He brings something to the table. People got their own talents, you know. I don't know what other people's talents are because they're not saying what they are. So I don't know. Like the guy said he cured me. Boom, boom, boom. He knows several things, and it's easy. I'm like, cool. This is what I'm looking for. Somebody that I can reach out to and I can talk to about something that I don't know, because I don't know everything. And what I do know, I share. The channel again. Together we stand. Divided we fall. Mississippi Survival. I'm out.